Tracy. All right. What should the federal government do about unemployment?
I believe the federal government has done enough about unemployment. Now it's time for them to step out of the way, get rid of the ridiculous regulations, get back to what they're intended to do, and let the free market flourish. That's what they need to do for unemployment. This is one of many reasons why I support the fair tax. When you go to a fair tax, you don't have to worry about the federal government interfering with anything within the markets. The problem, one of the main reasons we end up with these problems, like unemployment out of the federal government, is because they, in their infinite wisdom, will decide what sector of the market needs to be stimulated, and they'll cut some taxes over here to stimulate housing growth. They'll cut some taxes over here to stimulate this growth. That's not their business. You're not supposed to cut taxes on certain groups in order to influence their purchasing abilities or try to sway them one way or the other on how they spend. The federal government needs to get back to what it does, and it's not influencing the employment market. The free market will take care of itself. Tax fairly, tax lowly, as low as we possibly can, and let the free market decide.
What will you do about Obamacare? Repeal all of it, repeal part of it, or do nothing?
I agree on the 2 points Cece made. I agree with one, disagree with the other. The first time I heard her talk about the concurrent resolution, I liked it. It intrigued me, and I looked into it, and I don't think it can hold up, simply because we do have a constitutional system where a bill passes the House, it passes the Senate, the President signs it, it becomes law. That's what happened. That is the law of the land. A concurrent resolution does not have, by definition, the power of law because the President doesn't sign it. So I don't know that the Supreme Court would uphold that. So it would be great if it would work. I don't know that it could be upheld. So the repeal, well, unfortunately, there is no chance of repealing it right now. Maybe in 4 years or in 2 more years, but there's no chance of repealing it because even if we're not going to win enough of a majority in the House and the Senate to have the override power, the President's not going to sign it. So the only thing we can do is defund it. You kill it. You put no money into it. There's nothing. You can have every program in the federal government you want. If there's no money in it, it goes nowhere. Take the air out of the tire.
What is the role of the federal government in our society?
The role of the federal government is essentially an umbrella, and that's really their only purpose. We were designed. We call ourselves states. Obviously we're 13 to start. We now have 50. Well, we're in President Obama's world, 57, 59, whatever it is, but we'll just call it 50. We will call these 50 states states, but essentially the way it was set up is these states represented countries. We were 13 at the time individual states, essentially individual countries. We understood, though, that weak, small, we were vulnerable for attack. So what happened? They come together, they decide on a very weak federal government to provide a blanket of protection, provide postal service, provide roads, provide basic services, promote the general welfare, not set up a welfare system where somebody who doesn't want to work is provided for by those who do by force. That's not, the general welfare is to promote the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And what will you do to stop illegal immigration?
Well, illegal immigration is a huge problem, no denying it. But so often we focus on things like building a fence, border security, doing this, doing that, deportation. That's all fine and good, but why don't we look at the main problem? This is another one of those problem-symptom scenarios. Why are these people coming here? They're coming from poverty, unimaginable, into our nation of wealth. I don't blame them for that. Absolutely don't blame them. What I blame is our governments, federal and state, that don't seem to care, mainly because it benefits politicians of both parties. So what we need to do, and this is not my idea, if I hear a good idea, I'll take it from somebody, I'll just give them credit for it. So this is a Phil Valentine baby. Demagnetize America. We need to demagnetize America. We need to cut off the reason they come here. We need to cut off the draw. It is easy to cross the border. There's virtually no repercussions once you get here, and we're going to make it easy for you. And there's no reason for businesses not to hire them, because there's no penalties on them either. So this is one where I definitely, I'll plug my site, dumpjimcooper.com, and you can contact me from there with more ideas. But to start with, I say we have a $20,000 fine on any business that knowingly employs an illegal alien. First offense. Second offense, $50,000. Or we go 20 each one, but we encourage, and that's at a federal level. At a state level, I would encourage the state to three-strike rule. You do it 3 times, your business license pulled. Banks, they're federally regulated, so $100,000 each offense, and after 3, pull your banking license. These illegal immigrants who sit on the street corners soliciting, make them fall under the same rules as a prostitute, same soliciting laws. We start making it difficult on the people, we take away the draw, and they will have no reason to come here. They will fear coming here, they won't want to come here, then they can go do it legally. Immigration, good. Illegal immigration, very bad.
All right. Mr. Von Schwartz.